Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, May the 4th. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, and I've got one of my friends over here, Sutu Fote.
No.
Sutu, over here. Look over here.
Hi, Paul. I'm practicing. Nice to see you.
I know. Now, Sutu is here, if she can calm herself down just for a minute, to talk about a very important event that you have coming up.
Oh, it's very important. It's more important than me.
This is something that really is very dear and close to your heart, isn't it?
Oh, it really just took me over about 10 years ago. We formed an organization called It's Our Wild Nature to protect the wild nature in the back of in our neighborhood along a magnificent creek called the Hinkson Creek.
Right.
It's pretty famous here in Columbia, right? But about a year and a half ago, just before I got to do my show at the Boone County Historical Society, I had this epiphany. I was walking along the creek, and the creek spoke to me. It said, "Help me." And I said, "I'm yours. It no longer matters that it is I trying to establish myself as a concert pianist in Columbia. It's not about me anymore. It's not about me. It's about serving you," meaning our wild nature.
That's really very special, Sutu, and it is true. So many times we forget. We're so tuned in to ourselves and electronics that we forget all of nature that is around us.
It's not a matter that you don't like nature or you don't like nature or you're afraid of bugs or all the nasty stuff. There's a part in us that has been put to sleep. Society and gadgets and convenience and speed. You got to have speed. It's made us forget. So I want to be there with other people in this community to say, try to remember. Well, you can start slow. There are little wild pockets of area near your house. And that's why the name, where's the camera? That's why the name of the flyer or the event is called Little Spaces Count Too. Mm-hmm. I tried to get going on saving this area, this 36 acres behind my house down along the Hinkson Creek, about 7-8 years ago. And all of the organizations that I reached out to said, you know, your area down there, it's insignificant, and it's not that interesting. And I finally got through with those phone calls, and I went, I'm feeling very sad, and my sadness turned to being a little bit pissed off that this little significant space was saying, not significant.
Well, there's wildlife all around us, and the important thing to keep in mind is that we all have a responsibility to try to protect our Earth. And you're having an event on Saturday, May the 6th, right?
Okay. And it's really going to be good.
Okay.
It is going to give the community information about the wild areas here in Columbia.
Okay.
And you're going to be hearing from Dr. Charlie Nylon, Dr. Nadia Navarrete Tyndall, Dr. Elizabeth Allman on the health benefits, and Mike Snyder from our wonderful Parks and Rec program are going to talk about the wild nature areas in Columbia. There'll be a question and answer, and then starting our next segment will be Bill Clark reading a poem about the monarch butterflies, and all kinds of
and that will be Saturday, May 6th. 1:30 to 3:30.
Doors open at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Come in. We have entertainment then, too.
Unitarian Universalist Church, 2615 Shepherd Boulevard.
At the very end of Shepherd Boulevard.
Okay.
And my phone number is 573-449-2955. And there's an email address, which is joinous@itsourwildnature.org.
Okay. Sutu.
Oh, thank you.
Best of
that
luck.
wasn't 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was more than 4 minutes. You're taking time away from the League of Women Voters right now.
I'm so sorry. Thank you, everybody. Please come.
All right. Marilyn McLeod, good to have you here. League of Women Voters. You have only one event coming up.
Only one thing I'll talk about today.
Okay.
The League has usually every month, a program called Lunch and Learn, where we have a meeting at noon at the Hy-Vee on the east side of town, near 63, in their meeting room. And we have speakers on different topics. So on May 16th, Tuesday, at 12 o'clock, we will have this free program for the public featuring Dr. Ann Deaton to talk about the Children's Grove. And I don't know if people are aware of it. There is a special area over at Stevens Lake Park that they call the Children's Grove.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, this, I'll tell you the backstory. Ann Deaton was receiving an award from the League of Women Voters in 2012, and it was a day or two after that terrible tragedy at the Sandy Hook School. And she came to get her award, and then she spoke about, she said, we cannot let another tragedy like this happen. And she set about to find some way for our community to honor those children and to try to do something to help with the mental health crisis, particularly amongst children, and that there wouldn't be an incident like this again. So there's an organization that works on that tries to provide training.
And the organization is called?
Children's Grove.
Children's Grove.
Right, right. And
Okay.
so she will be coming and talking about it, so I don't want to spill the beans too much,
Right,
but just
right.
to let people know that there are efforts trying to help in that area, and of course we have our own, the tax that was approved a few years ago to help in this area as well for
Now,
children's
is
mental
Children's
health.
Grove, is it a national organization or local?
It's local as far as I know.
So it
That's
is
all-
a local,
well, as far as I know. I don't want to be
okay.
misinformation.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it will grow
Yeah.
into a
Yes.
national
Yeah.
organization.
It's quite wonderful. And we just have to thank Dr. Deaton for her taking on the charge and immediately set about getting this going.
So that will be when?
That will be Tuesday, May 16th at noon at the Hy-Vee on the east side of town.
Okay. It's called Lunch and Learn.
It's called Lunch and Learn, but we don't provide lunch. People can bring their lunch or they can buy it in the store.
Okay.
We meet in the community room, which is on the second floor.
Do people need to make reservations ahead of time?
No, just come. We'd be happy. The public
Okay.
is invited.
Okay.
So
Lunch and Learn, and you can buy your lunch there if you want, or you can bring your own lunch.
Or not at all.
And how long will it?
it goes about an hour.
Okay.
You know,
All right. So mark that on your calendar. Again, that date is
May 16th,
at noon.
At noon.
At Hy-Vee on.
east side, near 63, Highway 63.
Okay, the one down by Walmart.
Yes, Sam's.
Yeah.
Walmart,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
right.
And Conley on
Conley,
Road.
right,
Okay.
right,
At
right.
that particular Hy-Vee.
Right.
Now we just had an election. We don't have another election coming up until when? August? You say?
As far as I know at this moment, I don't want to, again, misinformation, but we'll be in August. I believe there'll be one
So
in
it might be a
August.
little bit of a slow summer,
Yeah.
unless anything happens.
Yeah, and we will try to provide information. There's going to be some changes in the voter ID requirements, and the league would like to participate in informing people about
Okay.
those
Thank you
changes.
very much, Marilyn. Pleasure
Okay.
having you
Right,
here.
thank you.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is organ donations. You can sign the back of your driver's license or check that if you're interested. We'll talk about that. We're out of time for today. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. That's pepperp@missouri.edu. Have yourself a good